Alright, so this is about 8 weeks in, and her new growth is coming in. This is for very fine hair, and as her hair comes in, it comes in very, very, very curly. Very curly. So I'm latching them. I've already done one row. So this is what it looks like once they're done. But this is what it looks like from 8 weeks. So she really probably shouldn't go too much further than 8 weeks, because I'm already pulling them apart because they're so curly at the roots that they're matting together. So other than that, we took all of the yarn out because that didn't work. We purchased some hair. There was a blend that didn't work. So now we're just going to use everything that she has. I'll be back. Alright, I'm going to bring you in on a close-up so you can see, get an idea. Any of you trying to use some very thin, working with really thin hair. I've heard from some people that I've read that they don't put oils or nothing or have buildup. I haven't experienced that with one of the puddings that I make for the hair. And so I basically have to put it on her hair to soften it up because her hair is so thin and it's coming in so curly that I have to soften it up because she's tender-headed. I'm going to have you hold your ear down. Also, I wanted to explain to you guys about the yarn. We ended up having to back all the yarn out because the yarn didn't curl. It didn't curl it, and it just kind of looked like it was just sitting there. So we've taken all of the yarn out, and we're just going to work with her hair. The thought was to thicken her hair, to help thicken her hair, but it really didn't work. So I'm just going to show you a couple of issues I was having with doing this. It's going to be a little bit more time consuming with the straighter hair because it's going to has a mind of its own that wants to do whatever it wants to do. So I'm not really trying to show you how to latch hook right now. I'm just trying to give you an idea what you'll be working with. There's other videos I have on here that actually show you how to do the 4-point clock rotation. But the main thing I wanted you to see, we're doing the next one. You want to make sure you do grids. It's really important to do grids because this is 8 weeks. And coming back in 8 weeks, you want to be able to know where the hair is supposed to go. Alright. So with this one, we'll work on that. Because her hair is so curly and so fine and so thin, it just curls up to her root. So what I'm doing is by putting that oil pudding that I made up, soften it up so it doesn't hurt her. And then pull to the base of the braid. Just keep pulling. And you're going to have to do a rotation of about 1.5 to 2 rotation. A rotation is 4. Meaning from 3 to 6, 3 to 6, 12 to 3 to 9, 12 to 6, 6 to 12. That's one rotation. But I like to go on from the sides also. So I'm doing like from 8 to 2 or 5 to 11. I think if you're looking at the clock, facing the clock. And then I always like to end with whatever direction that hair is going to go in, starting out. So I like to do 12 to 6 to bring it down. All right, hold your head up. Hopefully we're not out of focus. So when she initially claimed she was thinking after we get done she was going to have to color her hair. But I'm really thinking her hair is more silver than gray. It just blends right into her braid and it just kind of makes it sparkly looking. So I really don't think she's going to have to worry too much about coloring her scalp. So this is what I wanted you to basically see. That each braid with this really super fine hair, it curls into itself. Initially I'd sprayed some water on it with some oils in it. I didn't like that because it really curled it up really fast. So I'm just going to work with my puddings. I'll show you one more. So I just kind of wiggle it to get all the hairs in that area into this tightening up lock. And I pull it a little taut just to keep the hair straight. Because I want her braids to stay, her locks to stay smooth. I hope that helps you guys. And I'll come back if I have anything else I'd like to show you. I'm going to show you when we're done. There we go. That was 8 weeks. Hey you guys, I'm going to bring you in a little closer. Again, I'm going to have her hold the camera, and then also I'm going to let her talk when we're done so she can kind of tell you what she's been experiencing these last 8 weeks through having the yarn in, taking the yarn out, buying some other hair, blended, putting that in. So, but here, I'm going to have you put your hand up here. Hold this camera. Because I want to show them what I just showed you. Got it? Okay, come about right there. Right there. There we go, good. I hope you guys can see that. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to show her. As her hair grows in, because it's already braided, the new growth is curled up and laying on her scalp. Okay, so now here we are 8 weeks later. She's got about that much new growth, 1/4 of an inch. It's not that the braids are connected together, it's that this has curled into her, just sitting on her scalp. Maybe I can say it that way. And so as I massage it and try to loosen it up, it's kind of pulling because she's tender-headed, so she feels little snags and stuff as I'm stretching them out. Now once I get them to this point, I'm able to stick my hook in here and stretch it out and pull it in. So because I want to keep my braid consistent. I don't want any knots in my braid. So I had to get that hair released from her scalp because she had a great amount of new growth. And I'm keeping that taut as I'm doing it. See there? So this way she'll have a nice smooth braid, not frizzy. Because her hairs are nice and straight. They're thin and silky. So if you thought your hair was too thin and you couldn't do this and it wouldn't stay, none of her braids backed out. So that was great. Only something around the edges. But her coil is here on the bottom. We left those undid so she'd have her own natural coil right there. All of this stayed braided. And now I'm tightening the scalp. So I'm going to show you one more. This one, see? Can you see all that new growth right there? That's all new growth. And it had nowhere to go, so it just kind of curled up on her scalp. So now when it's time for me to do it, I've got to release it. I told her it was kind of like matted, but I don't know if I was using the right word. So now I'm just trying to get it so that I can get my hook in here, get it straightened out, pull her braid through, and just work with this hair in this section. There. I'm steadily pulling it, keeping it taut so that the braid stays consistent. So this is my first time doing somebody with really thin hair. So I would say just be prepared. if you already do this, to spend a little bit longer time instead of like a 2.5 hour tightening for maybe a 300 braid person. Maybe you have to add another extra hour to it. We'll know once we're done. We're timing this, so as I do it pretty taut to the scalpel, that first one. Okay, so that's what I wanted you to see. I got another one over here. All that growth, I just got to get it into the braid. And by putting my pudding on it, that helps soften it up, straighten it out. And I'd say we're more than half done, and we've been working about 2.5 hours maybe now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, you can talk to him now. You can talk to the camera now. So
oh. Hello. Is it the lighting good?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Take this light down.
Oops. Hello. I really haven't had any complaints. I just had noticed that when the yarn was used to give me some fullness or length, it wasn't curling like how my hair just keeps, my own natural hair keeps curling. The yarn wasn't curling. So I thought about getting some human blended hair. It wasn't 100% human, and it was blended. I got that, and we took the yarn out of the braids, and she replaced it with the human blended hair. That didn't really curl either. I tried every thing that I could think of to get it to curl, but it wouldn't curl the way my hair would, and it just stood out to me. It didn't look complimentary to the hairstyle. So we went on and took those out, and now we're just going to go with just doing my own hair, and it won't have the length that it did when we had the yarn in, but that's okay. I love the hairstyle, and I love not having to do my hair. So and I wear my hair usually kind of the same way all the time. So we're going to go with this and see how this works. And I see that I have a lot of new growth in these 8 weeks. So hopefully I'll have good results. Not hopefully, I know I will have good results. And for those of you out there that have very thin hair and that think you cannot get locks or braids this thin, you're wrong. You can. I'm a living witness, and continue with me on my journey.
And they can leave comments, and then you will reply, you or I, any questions or concerns that they have, and we'll reply.
Yes, we will.
All right, so I'll come back when we're totally done so you can see the total. Like, see, this is why we lengthened it before. Turn it sideways a little bit. See that little booger right there? That's how the yarn came in too. But we're just going to deal with the little ones.
Yeah.
With her own hair. We're not going to add anything else to it. Any human hair, nothing. Just going to work with what she has.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll be back in a little bit. We are complete. We are finished. And I think it looks good. Feels nice. Light. Her grid is back. And she doesn't need to color it, I don't think. After she looks at the video, she'll see that she doesn't need to. And it's just going to get longer and longer. She gained another 1/4 of an inch in 8 weeks. So. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And see you on the next video.